Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the videos. I want to say a special thank you to Luke for your advice and support, and the thumbnail is dedicated to you, mate. Okay then, let's get into the first clip. Okay, in the first clip here, we've got this white car coming up behind us as we approach a roundabout. Now, this car happens to be going in the same direction as us, but what line do they take in the road? Should they be there on the left or right hand side as we see it? And they really should be there if they're going in our direction, but no, this is happens quite a lot as they go around the roundabout, passing us on the inside, going in the same way, undertaking us on the roundabout. Not very appropriate and inconsiderate in my opinion. Okay, in this clip here we're looking at the car behind the taxi in the middle lane, this one here, and look at the space between us and the car behind us. There's a lot of space. They're keeping some nice decent braking distance, I appreciate that, but this car in particular, it wants to go in our direction. So why are they not making headway into this space? There's lots of room. Indicate nice and early. Could have been doing that about now and could have got into this space quite nicely. But no, this car doesn't want to do that. What it wants to do is this. There's our braking distance, late indication, and just literally pushes into our braking distance area. So what my pupil has to do now, very gently, is increase that space again, putting unnecessary pressure on a learner driver. Really, it's not called for. And they do increase that distance again, and so we proceed. But again, this is another lack of awareness. Okay, this clip's about a little bit of impatience. The van behind does a fair job. I'd like to see more of it really. No rush at all, nice in consideration. It's about a van that's going to come down on his right hand side. That lane generally is straight on, but it's normally left by people that want to turn right at the crossroads. Which is helpful to everybody else. It's kind of why it's kept clear, so that's nice for everybody around. But what you get is sometimes impatient people. Here comes the van. Now I tick to him because I think he's just taking time doing the right thing. I'm not going to give him a red cross. He's not doing anything wrong, but again, little impatient, little too quick, flying through. It's a little unnecessary. You see from the front here, and he gets a little bit close to this Peugeot as well up front, almost like trying to get past that as well. Not much of a gap there. It could have been a bit better. He could have been a little bit slower. I don't care that he's in front of me. We've got a nice distance, but his driving there just could have been a little bit more considerate all to the drivers around him. Really. Okay, this next clip is about a simple passing through a tight gap, pinch point. Now, as we're driving up the road here, we're looking ahead and we think, well, there's two buses there, and if anything's coming the other way because it bends to the left, we possibly could get in that gap. So we start to initiate by moving out, and we have our boys in blue coming the other way, and we're thinking, the gap looks reasonable enough. We slow it right down as we're going through, but the police could have actually just slowed down there and just popped there, let us get to that gap. We only get here only to realise that he's over the white line a wee bit and we can't actually get in that gap. And the police carry on going. So we go on and we do get past, a little closer than we would like. Look at these, over our side of the road. He's cleared the vehicles on the left and you saw the gap there. If we look a bit further on, you can actually see the gap we were dealing with, and we could have been dealing with that gap if he would have probably held off a little bit. Bit of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other really. As we move on from this clip, what we're looking at now is a pedestrian, which I'm going to highlight on the left hand side, and this is where it's always key to make sure you're always on the ball and you're always paying attention, scanning left, scanning right. And as I just say here, you must do that. Where is that person? They're going to cross the road and they didn't look to the right first where the traffic's coming initially. My pupil reacted very nicely there and moved on. Not too harsh with the braking, but a bit on the firm side. Okay, this clip here is about a lorry at a mini roundabout. Initially we're just looking at someone ahead here, just coming out of their driveway and looking to access the road. Now as they clear and we start to move forward, you'll see the lorry on the left hand side. As we approach, we're indicating right to turn right, just like the vehicle in front. Here comes the lorry, and as we're moving off, he can actually see us indicating. Of course he can. What does he do? Well, he just ignores us really and just carries on going, doesn't give way to the right and pulls in front of us. Is that what we would call learner abuse? I think that's quite clear where that's concerned. Let's have a little look behind. This white car here, this is just about, well, lazy driving really. As we're coming into the same roundabout, it's on the same clip as we're entering, they're indicating to turn right as well. Now as we're going around the roundabout, nice and carefully and steady, where the hell are they going? Why are they there and why are they not here where we are? And all becomes nice and clear as we go around the roundabouts. That's not good at all. That's not how to do it whatsoever. Okay, this clip is about the car lovers really. I remember seeing this car when down on the road and it was quite a surprise. It's actually a Morris Traveller. Anybody knows a Morris Traveller? Here it comes in red. I think it's a lovely little car. First car I ever drove. As we look from the other side, the only thing is, it's a bit of a shame, he's a little bit impatient as he's going through the lights. Not the best driving, but the clip was really just a bit of nostalgia there for the car. You'll see him come through a little bit impatient, he shoots over to the right like that. Didn't really need to. Okay, interesting clip here, black car behind us. As we move over to the left, they stay in the hash lines. It's not a lane for overtaking, but with the green P on the car, rather interesting. As they see the pass us and cut right in front of us, they actually leave us not a lot of room as they come across with no indication. And there's the green P. They're going quite quickly. Now the green P means someone has generally just passed their test, would have that on there. Are they the ones driving the car? I'm not sure. I wouldn't have thought so. If someone has just passed their test, I wouldn't like to believe that that's how they would initially start driving the car on their own on the road. I'll probably think that car is being driven by somebody else, not someone who's just passed their test. Okay guys, this one here, I'm straying off the reservation a bit with this one. It's about roadworks. We know how we all hate them, don't we? But this one, I just had to know it was a little bit special. As we go through here, I'm going to speed the video up shortly. I want to show you the queue that this is actually causing and the hold up of other people. Look at them on the right, everybody trying to go about their business, and massive queue because of that roadworks there. If we go on the reverse camera, if we have a look at it a bit closely while we've got the lights, here it is on the left hand side. There is the work. People allowed to drive. It is cured. Why haven't they moved the lights? Okay, this clip here, simple one. Mercedes on the left hand side. He's actually going in the same direction as us. Why is he in the right hand lane then? Purely because he's probably seen our car and think, I know when I get around here I can pinch in front, and that's generally basically what he does. So should he be there? No, not really. But this is where we have to pay attention when we're in the car, and when I'm teaching. Always watching out for cars that are inappropriate lanes and trying to pinch and push wherever they can. So as we move off, we'll have a little look at from the front camera now. The lights will change and then you'll see him just coming past on the right hand side in the right hand lane. Here he is. And as he goes around the roundabout, you'll also see he goes in between two lanes. That's where he pinches in front of us. He knew he could do it, so he did. And then he gets over into the lane that we're in and then successfully negotiates getting over to the far left. No real big deal, but it's just something we need to be aware of. This is what happens to learners on the road quite a lot, and shouldn't, but you know, we have to deal with it. Okay, now this one is about a cyclist. Not that he's doing anything wrong. I'm quite in awe actually at how quick this cyclist actually moves. You see him coming up from behind now as we pick up to 27 miles per hour and he catches us. Wow, he really moving. But unfortunately for me, it turns from awe to a bit of disappointment. I mean, we're now doing 28 and look how close he is. If we have to do anything harsh or we brake rather sharply, I'm not sure he's going to be able to stop in time. So we have to be very aware when people are riding or even driving that close to us. It's still quite impressive, I've got to say, how he keeps up with us like this. He's even managed to avoid the little dips and cracks in the road, so he is paying attention, but he's got to realise he's following a learner and they are unpredictable. And we're watching him left mirror, right mirror. It's a little too close. I don't like that, but I've got to say though, wow, he certainly knows how to ride his bike, doesn't he? I would just like to see him keep a little bit more distance. But wow, some good riding there. Okay, simple pinch point ahead. Van coming towards us. I was sure he expected us to pinch into that road on the left. We slowed right down. He didn't leave us a lot of room. Vehicles on his side of the road. We had to come to a stop there. We couldn't quite fit through. Far too close. Just basically ignored us again as a learner on the road. We come across this a lot. We deal with it. It would be nice if people would just pay a little bit more attention when dealing with learners. Okay, dullard for me is the lorry here. I think he saw us, he didn't give way, he could have done very, very easily, and he should have done. So he's the one for me, quite clearly. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please come back, like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.